Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natalia, and today's video is one that I have honestly looked forward to making for so long now. So, quick disclaimer, I think there's something wrong with my camera. This is the second time I had to film this video, and for some reason it keeps blurring in and out very quickly. I'm moving around a bit, so it could be that also, but just wanted to give you guys the little disclaimer. The conversation's good, but the blurriness is really pissing me off. But it is what it is. The show must go on, so enjoy. If you couldn't tell by the title, we're going to be discussing Lin-Manuel Miranda's new show-turned movie, In the Heights. I'm so excited because I've been looking forward to this for well over a year. Obviously, the movie was pushed back due to COVID, so I have been very excited because I never got to see the Broadway show. So I went into this truly blindly, not really knowing so much about the story. But I just remember the huge culture movement that came once, the show was out and he won all those Tony Awards. And obviously that led to all of the success that Hamilton got to achieve. So I'm not sure how many spoilers or anything this video is going to contain. So just to be safe, maybe watch the movie first before watching this video. I do want to discuss a topic that's been going around surrounding the movie, like all over social media and stuff. I just wanted to offer my thoughts. But before we do that, I really do want to take a second and just praise the movie's leading star, Anthony Ramos. I love and adore him and admire him so much. I saw him first a few years ago when they made the show out of Spike Lee's movie. I think it's called She's Gotta Have It. And he was super funny and charismatic in that. And then, of course, saw him in Hamilton. And when I found out that he was going to be the lead in the Heights, playing Usnavi, I was over the moon, and he definitely exceeded my expectations, even if that were possible. I'm just such a huge fan of his work, and I find him so relatable because he's Puerto Rican from Brooklyn, and I'm just so proud of him and so happy for him. So I really just wanted to start this video on a positive note because I think that him overall, he's just extremely talented and great in this movie. Someone else who I think was fabulous in this was Leslie Grace playing Nina. Since I didn't know the story too much, I didn't know how big of a role she was actually given. And her voice is just so nice. I remember her from years ago when she started making bachata music, and she was super young. But to see her playing this, and her acting was actually really good, and her voice is phenomenal. So super proud of them both. They were definitely my favorite parts of the movie. And overall, I do think that the sense of community that you got from watching the movie is truly what you see in the Heights. I'm from Spanish Harlem, but I would frequent the Heights often to go out or whatever. Like, if you're from New York, the Heights and Dykeman is definitely like a pop-in area. That sense of community, like feeling like everyone knows each other, people just out on their stoops, talking, making friends, like that really does exist there. And I felt like the movie did a good job at really making you feel that way, like the scenes in the bodega where everyone knows each other and everyone has their own story to them. And another thing too, I truly do feel, we'll get to the lack of diversity, like physical diversity in the movie, but this is the first movie that I've seen tell the Latino story, but through like the Caribbean perspective. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of Latino content has been geared more maybe towards South Americans or Mexicans or, that overall. And while we are very similar because we are all Latino, we all speak Spanish and all of that, we are very different at times too. And to see just our sector of the culture and the food and the music be represented on the big screen is like something that really truly does make me so proud. I cried at the end of the movie. Like, let's be real. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I did. I'm just like super, super proud of seeing that. Something that I can really resonate with on the big screen for majority audiences to see. And it just made me proud to hear our story told in that way, because the story of the struggle of wanting to go back home and really feeling the need to meet expectations here in the States, exceed and succeed and all of that, like that struggle is really real for any immigrants or any people that aren't from here. But like I said, to see it told from a different sector of the Latino community was really nice. Now I want to get into, of course, the big conversation that everyone's been having, and that is the fact that majority of the cast was European passing, white passing, Latino actors and characters. And the truth of the matter is, when you go to Washington Heights, most of the people that you're gonna meet are my complexion, darker than me, and there really was a huge lack of that. Like, let's be honest. I mean, you can't deny that. And that was noted from when the trailer was first released. A lot of people were like, hold up, wait a minute, like, where is everyone else? And now that the movie's out and there was only one major dark-skinned character who's African American, everyone has sort of questions as to why this is the case. And I have those questions too. I mean, these studios nowadays really want you to still believe that Latinos only look like Anthony Ramos or only look like Sofia Vergara or J-Lo or whatever. And it's sad because there's such a large community of indigenous and Afro-Latinos that are still severely misrepresented and unrepresented, to be honest. I mean, look at any telenovela nowadays. Telenovelas have been the largest form of Spanish-speaking content that our abuelos and abuelas and tias and tios and parents have consumed for years. And the indigenous characters always played the maids, the nannies, the gangsters, and Afro-Latinos, forget about it. Like, you really wouldn't even see them at all. So I totally understand people's concern with this being the representation of Washington Heights when you go there and people don't actually look like that. Like, the physicality of it is such a big part too, because you really, like, you're telling this beautiful story of this beautiful place, yet its people are whitewashed. And I think that studios do this to not throw off the white community. They want white people to watch this movie, obviously. And there's still that thing where, you know, black content or black movies and shows or whatever aren't watched or desired to be watched by white people. So they obviously want to cater to that audience since they are still considered the majority. And they don't want to not, they don't want to have them feel left out. Let's just say that. So it sucks. It sucks so much. And it's like, do you take what you can get? Because now we're at a point where Latino characters are actually being played by Latino actors. Like, look at West Side Story, for example. Maria, played by Natalie Wood, who's Russian American. Bernardo was also played by a Greek American actor. And that was, at the time, revolutionary to see Puerto Ricans on the big screen in the 60s, yet half the people that played them were spray painted. Spray painted orange, like, you know, spray tanned, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, do you take what you can get, where now people of Latino descent are actually being the ones playing these roles and telling our stories? Or do you keep fighting to say, hold up, we don't just look like that? Obviously the latter, but it's just insane to me how long it's taken to even get to this point, and we still have so much more to go. so much more to do, so much more to say. So overall, I just think that it's super important to remember that while we have made a huge stride by having this movie made for us and made to represent us, there still is a battle left to win, and that is for all of us to be represented. I've made several videos on here talking about being an Afro-Latina and what that means to me. A lot of people have left me comments saying that they don't consider me even to be an Afro-Latina. I wholeheartedly disagree. If you look at my mom is black and my dad looks white. So that's it. I'm like mixed. I'm a mutt. That's what being a Puerto Rican is. But I definitely resonate with the Afro-Latina movement and the lack of diversity, because you don't even see people my complexion. So if you don't consider me dark-skinned or anything, we're not even seeing me out there. So there's a problem for sure. I'm going to take this as a win overall, because like I said, we don't really get our side of the story told as often. But is it perfect? Absolutely not. But are we making a stride? I do think so. And this is all beyond, just Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like, obviously he has a huge say in who gets casted in the movie, but these studios are really the ones to be looking at, because they're making millions and millions of dollars, and they're the ones that have the final say in who gets casted in these movies or in these behind the scenes roles. And they're the ones that really severely need the wake up call. I don't know. Like, I am indifferent about it. I love the music and I love the story, but there's still so much work that has to be done. So let me know what you guys thought of the movie in the comments down below. It ended up being not really no spoilers anyway, so if you haven't watched the movie, go check the movie out. I really do recommend watching it. I know it's gotten really good reviews so far, and rightfully so. The movie's amazing, so definitely go check it out. Let me know what you think. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell, so you're notified anytime I post a new video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Highs and lows, highs and lows. It's all the same. Highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your